The average life expectancy is 674,000 hours, roughly 77 years. I heard this from Steve Swyatt, I think that's how you say his name. I'll link his channel down below. But what he said really put things into perspective for me. He said if you were freely given $674,000, what would you do with that money? Would you just go out and blow it? Or would you actually try to make it last? So I say in the same manner, since you were freely given 674,000 hours, what are you gonna do with that time? You gonna blow it? Or are you gonna make it last? In the book Unscripted by DJ DeMarco, he talks about how society right now, how it's literally transforming us to be model citizens. M.O.D.E.L. Mediocre, obedient, dependent, entertained, and lifeless. Think about this. Think about everything that is promoted. Think about everything that's constantly smothered in our faces. Every ad, every TV commercial. Mediocrity is tolerated. Obedience is mandated. Dependence is dictated. Entertainment has emasculated. And lifelessness has become celebrated. Thus creating and generating NPCs by the thousands. So hey, if you don't determine what you do with your time, someone else will. It's like being a passenger in the back of a pickup truck, right? You're back there getting tossed to and fro while the driver sits comfortably in the driver's seat. Obviously, this isn't something any of us desire. So hey, if you're like me and you want to take control of the steering wheel, you want to get back in the driver's seat and make the most of this life, this 674,000 hours, then hey, listen up, my brother. This is going to be a powerful video, and I even have like this little exercise, little piece of homework that I'm going to have us all do here in just a sec. Now look, they say the biggest motivating factor for people is pain and the desire to avoid it. Think about it. The times where you experience the most growth often follow the times where you experienced the most pain, right?
Son, you better start caring because the future is coming sooner than you think.
So before we jump into this exercise, I want you to imagine something real quick. Imagine your future self, let's say in the year 2035, right? Imagine that version of you takes a time machine and meets up with the current version of yourself right now, here in this room. Imagine you guys dapped each other up and he said to you, hey, buddy, in 10 years, your life is gonna be amazing. You're gonna have all this success and you're gonna have the most beautifulest wife on the planet. Imagine if he told you that, what would be the first thing you would do? You'd probably be like, oh cool, that's great, man. And then you'd go on about your day, right? Now imagine this, imagine a different scenario. Imagine if he traveled all the way back to meet up with you and he said the opposite. Imagine he said, hey buddy, in the next 10 years, you're gonna be an absolute loser. Because you never overcame your fear of talking to women, you ended up marrying no one. And because you were so lazy, you ended up just becoming a big failure, and now you're all alone, broke, poor, living on the streets.
So by being here and telling me this, you may have just changed my whole future?
Honestly, your future is pretty tragic either way. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Now what would be the first thing that you do? I'm sure you would get to work, right? You'd make sure that never happens. So there you go. Pain is our biggest driving factor. I remember when I was younger, right before I started this YouTube channel, my parents had lost everything. All of a sudden, I was kind of on my own. I had to figure it out. All of a sudden, I couldn't rely on my parents giving me an abundance of allowance every single week, and scarcity took place. I thought that I would never have to worry about money again, right? I thought I could just get by and go through life living off my parents' income. But then all of a sudden, I started having thoughts like, ooh, like how am I supposed to go out and date women now with no money? How am I supposed to go out and get myself a wife? How am I supposed to provide for a family? So what did I do? I harnessed that pain and I used it as my driving force. And you know, sometimes that's just the way it's gotta be. Sometimes God will use the takeaway approach as a way to light that fire under your ass, just as any good parent would do. It's the takeaway approach. If you don't eat your veggies tonight, no dessert. If you don't stop crying, no cartoons. And if the child doesn't listen, the parent will continue to take things away until they do, allowing the child to experience a level of emotional pain that'll motivate them to actually change. Now, to avoid this pain, the pain of loss, suffering, never reaching your potential, is to embrace the alternative pain, which is the pain of discipline. See, in life, pain is inevitable. So you gotta pick and choose your pain. You either choose the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. Because I can guarantee you, at the end of your life, at the end of those 674,000 hours, when you're laying on your deathbed, you will have experienced one of two pains. So hey, my brother, which one are you gonna choose? So with that said, let's go ahead now and begin the exercise. Why don't you grab a pen and a pad or some kind of notebook. By the way, on a side note, for those of you who are planning on signing up for the 21-day Wake Up O Sleeper program, I just released the new Wake Up O Sleeper journal, and if you want to use the code WAKEUP, that'll get you $9 off of your order. So again, if you're planning on signing up to this program, which includes daily videos, courses, and assignments, you'll 100% need a journal for this. It's gonna give you the most effective strategies to create authentic results. We're really gonna dig deep, my brother, and transform your life from the inside out. So, hey, feel free to go ahead and get the Wake Up O Sleeper journal. I would encourage you to get it now, so that way it'll arrive just in time for when we do this 21-day challenge together. So anyways, go ahead, grab your pad and pen, and what we're gonna do right now is rate your overall life experience. Now, I was gonna have you sign up to my newsletter below, and then like as an exchange, I was gonna give you this assignment for free, but I just thought, nah, let's just do it now. No need to sign up to anything. So hey, hopefully this exercise will help you out and help you become a little bit more aware of where you are currently at right now in your life, so that way now you can actually set some direction. Because to make any necessary changes in your life, you have to first be 100% honest and truthful with yourself. You can't be lying to you. You have to be aware. And see, that's the problem, is that 95% of people are not aware, and they keep telling themselves these lies. They keep telling themselves that, you know, no, I'm okay, you know, I'm doing good enough. And what happens when you just keep on believing your own lies is you cap yourself off. And check it out, you'll never be able to go to that next level of your life if you don't become aware of the lies that not only you are feeding yourself, but media is feeding you. So hey, transformation only begins with 100% honesty and 100% awareness of what you need to improve on. So with this first exercise, what I want you to do firstly is, on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to rate how productive you are with your time. Let's say, as an example, you rate yourself a 5 out of 10. You have good days where you're focused and working hard, but then there's other days where you end up spending way too much time swiping on social media, playing video games, watching prawn, whatever. Next, on a scale of 1 to 10, how purposeful is your life currently? Let's say this is something you've been kind of lacking in, so we'll give it a 3 out of 10. In other words, how much are you giving to the world? Whether that's through business, maybe you make YouTube videos like me, maybe you volunteer at a church, or maybe it's just being a good friend, a good brother, mentor, all of it, you know? So next up, what is your level of weekly fulfillment? Meaning, at the end of each week, how accomplished do you feel? Let's say maybe you're just kind of in the middle. Maybe you're a 5 out of 10. Next, how would you rate your self-improvement journey? Let's say that is a 6 out of 10. How would you rate your health and well-being? We could say, maybe for this one, it's not so good. Maybe it's a 3 out of 10. And then finally, how would you rate your relationships? Do you spend time with your loved ones? Do you have a community that loves up on you and makes you feel good? If not, let's just be real. Say you've been disconnected from your friends for a while now, and so if you give it a 2 out of 10. And hey, look, bro, there's no shame in any of this. This is just us being real, seeing where we're at, so that way we can now make those necessary changes. The reason why I didn't have you write down or rate your dating life or like business life or anything like that is because that stuff is more of a stage 2 type of thing. None of that matters if you aren't taking care of yourself firstly. You got to be right from within, and then that stuff usually just improves naturally as a result. And see, that's the thing right there, bro, is that the world is trying to make you an NPC. They don't want you aware of your bad habits. They want you to remain lifeless, because the more lifeless you become, the more they can control those 674,000 hours. So now what I want you to do to kind of finish this up is to add up all those numbers, then divide it by 6, because there's 6 categories. Then once you've done that, whatever that number is, that is the rating of your overall life experience. Now, hey, look, if you're proud of that number, then great. But I'm sure, you know, no matter what number we jotted down, I'm sure we can acknowledge the fact that, hey, it wouldn't hurt to boost that number up a little bit. Of course, this is what the upcoming 21-day Wake Up O Sleeper program is all about. It was designed to completely transform your life and to just finally get you on track once and for all. So hey, I'm excited to do this with you guys. I'm honestly ecstatic. So if you want to be the first to know, feel free to sign up to the newsletter down below, or just hit the notifications here on the channel down below. Or hey, you may be watching this like way later in the future right now, so if you are, the program's already out. So you know, if it is, I'll just put a little link down below for you. Now for the final exercise, what I want you to do is go ahead and look at the category where you scored your lowest, and whatever it is, I want you to think of one action that you could take today to boost that number up just one notch, and do it. Like for me, as an example, mine would have been relationships. I wrote down a 2 out of 10. So what I'm actually gonna do is go ahead and, cause I actually, you know, I have been kind of lacking in that area in real life. So I'm gonna go ahead and call up my friend Joel right now and just see if he wants to hang out. You know, it's been a while. I need my bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and execute this one. So hey, I appreciate you for watching. If you dug today's video, please give it a nice big thumbs up. Hit the notifications button to be informed when I drop a new vid. And check out this video right here. It's a powerful one. Catch you on the next vid. Peace always.